Hello, hi, and welcome to Meaningful Mondays with me, Rashmi Shetty, a space where I share my life lessons. And today's is on the power of the words that you speak. You never know on whom it'll create what kind of an effect. When I was trained to be an RJ, I remember in the training it was drilled into us as a whole team that the radio is one of the most underestimated mediums. The microphone, the least respected instrument. But combined with respect and regard, these two can be very powerful. Remember, you never know who's tuned in and to whose life you'll make an impact. So watch out your scripts very carefully and think before you speak. Say only those that'll inspire you because you never know in whose life you can make a difference. And it kind of stayed as a guideline with me when I was formatting the different shows that we were given and scripting it to make sure that this particular thing of you never know on whom you're going to make an impact and therefore watch out your words. It just stayed very strongly. So whether I was coaching, whether I was facilitating, whether I'm giving a motivational talk, whatever, it still stays as the guideline around which I do my work. Why? Because of this incident that happened. It was a new show that we were all formatting together, wondering how we're going to bring it and make it impactful. It was an afternoon slot, so the essential target audience was the student community. So it was all about inspiration, motivation, that the themes needed to be around. But then with radio, you never know who's tuned in. It could be for a particular target audience, but then anyone can tune in. And it so happened that this particular article that I had read in my search for a good topic, I came across a wonderful piece on the bumblebee. And there was a statement there which said, interesting scientific fact, aerodynamically, the bumblebee cannot fly the way it is doing and therefore startles scientists. And what went next as a fact was the bumblebee population is at threat, soon to be extinct. But remember, if the bumblebee goes extinct, the human race will not survive for too long. This stunned me. If such a small bee had such an important role in the entire planet, you can imagine how much we are not using what we are made for. And therefore, as I was sharing all of this and talking about the bee, one statement that came out of me on the spur of the moment was that thank God the bumblebee doesn't know this. So as human beings, don't limit yourself with validations and feedback that the world tells you are capable of. Keep testing yourself and get out of your comfort zone because you never know. You are limitless. And it remained a very powerful statement for me, and that's why I still remember how I said it. And the show was over. Beautiful messages came, wonderful stories were shared. It was one of those shows that I still get goosebumps about when I talk because I get that smile automatically on my face when I think back. One of my all-time favorite shows. And the shows continued. Exactly a year later, I got a call. And the person on the other side said, hi, ma'am, my name is Dilip. I'm a regular listener to your shows. And I said, hi, Dilip, how are you? He said, ma'am, I just called up to say thank you. I said, for? He said, exactly a year ago on this date. It's marked on my calendar and I celebrate this day. And I'm so happy you're on air today that I can share this with you. You spoke about the bumblebee. I said, yeah, I don't remember the date, but I remember the show. And he was like, everything you said on that show changed my life. And I was like, really? So he's like, yes, ma'am. I had done my engineering, completed it, and was looking for a job, rejected in quite a few places, and therefore dejected with life when I tuned into the radio. And when you were talking about the bumblebee, I was like, okay, so I'm rejected for what I have studied let me see if I'm cut out for something else. And post that show, I started exploring what all I'm good at and ended up in graphic art and went on to do a short term course. And today have grown so wonderfully in the job that I got in as a graphic artist, and I'm leading a team. So every year, whether I celebrate my birthday or not, this is the date that I celebrate because it kind of changed my entire course of a career. And thank you so much, ma'am, for doing it. There'd be nothing more fulfilling than feedback like that. And I was so happy that I made it my guideline because whatever we say, whether it's to a group, whether it is to a single person, or whether it is to a community of students, sometimes some words come at the most important, crucial points of your life. And if you are the one who's giving that statement out, watch out what you're saying. Because today, as a motivational speaker, as a coach, as a facilitator, as somebody who addresses students regularly, all professions where I speak, I remember this as a guideline. Something that touched me and remains one of my favorite stories about why it is important to watch out what you say. Have a meaningful, purposeful week ahead. Stay safe, stay blessed.